So right now I'm measuring out for my post that is going to sit in the TMP. I measure from inside the saddle where the post is going to sit to the top of the ledger board, which is 79 5/8. So I take that 79 5/8 and I minus the joist height and I minus the beam height from it. And then that will give you your post height. So we've got 79 5/8 minus our joist, which is a 2x8. So 7 3/8 minus our beam, which is a 4x12. So 11.5 is equal to 60 3/4. We have this post height, which is 60 3/4. And what I'm doing is now I'm getting the post height of that TMP. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the difference between the two heights of these TMP posts and adding or subtracting that from this post height. Okay, so get a level. That is an inch difference. This post right here is 16 3/4. That post over there, the TMP post itself, is an inch taller than this post. So that means we have to take an inch off of the wood post. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're throwing beams up. So right here we have a double 20-foot beam and we're meeting them in the middle of this post right here, or that 4x6. So we're putting the end of this beam right in the middle of that post and it'll run long past this post, and at the end we'll just cut it down. I'm gonna lift it flat still. Keep it flat, dude. Yep. Oh, this is a pretty straight beam, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you can still sort of see that this beam curves like this, very slightly. So we want that point of the curve, the top of it, to be on the top, right? So it'll be like that. Did I really have the heavier side? Oh, hello. So we got the beam up, and now before we set anything permanently, before we get all the brackets in, before we get the joists in, all that stuff, I want to double check the beam levelness by itself. I want to double check it with the ledger board. I want to double check the post plumbness going this way and going this way. So before we do any sort of bracket or anything like that, I want to double check all the plumbness and levelness of the posts and beams. Sorry, I don't want to check it. I want you to check it. So we're going to start grading joists, which means that we're going to pretty much stack them up in height order for putting them on these beams. And the reason why we stack them up in height order is because the joists themselves will shrink from what they're cut at, which is like the 7.5 inch joist. It'll shrink from 7.5 to like 7 inches, or 7 1/8 is the smallest I think that I've seen. So we need to height order up the joist so that there's not like a tall one next to a short one next to a tall one. That makes the decking look wavy. So we'll start doing that. It's important to note when we grade the joists that when we're measuring them to stack them up in height order, that we measure them roughly where they're going to hit the beam, right? Because there may be spots on the joist that, you know, on one end of a joist it may be 7 1/8, and on the other end it may be 7.5, just because of the way that it dried. And so it's important to, when we're measuring them, measure them roughly where they're going to hit the beam so that it accounts for the joists that are different on both sides. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so now we're attaching our post to our beams, and we use a post to beam bracket to do that. And what we like to use is the Simpson Strong Tight
AC 6Z ESR 2523 minimum nailing fill round holes or max nailing
fill round and triangle holes. On the test. So we use this post to beam bracket that you can put on after the fact, right? So we get our posts and our beam up, and we get them supported with these pieces right here, so it doesn't fall down. And then we put these up after the fact. It's easier to get these on than to get the one that wraps the post to begin with. So we'll put this on this side, and then later on we'll put one on the other side, and this will be fully supported. So right now we're grading our joists, and the way that we do that is we measure the joist roughly where it's going to sit on the beam. So in this case, it's going to be about 1 inch in. So we measure that distance, and in this case, it's 7.5. So we're making 4 different piles right now. We're making the 7.5 fats, the 7.5 skinny as a pile, 7 3/8 to 7 3/8 skinny as a pile, 7 1/4 to 7 1/4 skinny as a pile. And then when we pull from those, we'll start on this side of the deck with a 7 1/4 to 7 1/4 skinny as our smallest pile. And then we'll work our way over to 7.5 fat at the very end of the deck. That way, as the joists get fatter, it just gradually gets fatter, and there's not like a 7 1/4 and then 7.5, and you know, it's not crazy. So our joists range anywhere from, for the 2x8 joist, they range anywhere from 7 1/8 to 7 1/2. Okay, let's come up here to the chalkboard. What we try to avoid is putting a 7 1/8 joist next to a 7 1/2 joist. What does that look like? Well, come up here to my chalkboard, and that looks like this. Joist, joist, and let's say that the other one's 7 1/8 joist. Okay, so what do the decking boards do? The decking boards run along that, and they hit that 7 1/8, and they go up to 7 1/2, and then they come back down to 7 1/8. And that is what we try to avoid by grading our joists so that all the 7 1/8 start together, and they gradually get bigger, right? They slowly start to get bigger. They go to 7 1/2 at the very end. So it's just a gradual slope.